Welcome to Speedway Harley-Davidson. As you can see, all the Timberlands are out here today, but we're not talking about those. We're talking about this 2019 Harley-Davidson Road Glide Special. Now, you probably can't necessarily see it at first glance, but this bike has quite a few upgrades. I'm going to point out a few before we take off. One is the LED lighting you can see in there, as well as there's more LED lighting added on in the back. And the big thing is what's been done to the motor. Let's talk about it. Somebody got some pipes behind me. It's actually the previous owner of this bike. So if this is your first time by our channel, I'm going to ask you to do something before we get started here and before we get on the road. You're going to want to hit that subscribe button. If you end up enjoying this video, at the end of this video, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up. Comment down below. We love to see your feedback, as well as share the content, because a lot of people don't realize how much sharing the content could potentially help someone else, like one of your friends looking for this specific motorcycle. So I'm gonna try to talk about a few of the upgrades that's been done to this bike before I get up here on the road and start having some fun. One of the major things that's been done is this bike has the torque cam. So this bike is technically a stage 2 because it's had the torque cam done on it. It also has the high flow air filter, and it had the slip-on exhaust, but the previous owner of this bike took those and put them on his new bike. So all this bike really needs is some slip-ons or a full exhaust system, and you're good to go. Suspension feels amazing on this bike. This wind is extremely loud. I know that. I'm catching it right now. The bike handles tremendously well. As you can see, I'm cornering here at quite a decent speed, I'll say. And it sounds really good with this stock exhaust on it. The bars have already been done as well. You've got aftermarket grips here, and then you got all of that full LED lighting added on. Now it does still have a few of the halogen bulbs, I believe, in it, but you can switch those to LED at any time. Let's see, this bike has 32,578 miles on it, and it rides like new. Woo! That baby almost wanted to get from up under me right there. Oh yeah. Look at how it handles. Man, there's something people just won't understand. It's so nice having a fairing up front to help block that wind from hitting you, especially on cooler days like it is today. It's not a very warm day. I believe the high is 50 degrees. The only place I'm feeling a little bit of cold is in my hands, which that could be reduced by having some of the hand guards up here, and in my ankles, which, you know, wind's hitting that. But the Road Glide does have these deflectors here that deflect wind, so you're not catching a bunch of wind on your knees. I need to get used to using blinkers. So since we're out here, we got a little bit of a ways right there. We're gonna test out the acceleration on this bike here real quick. We're rolling on at about 35 miles per hour. The car behind me is getting very irritated, and I'm going to hit it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you, I guarantee that front wheel popped off the ground just a wee bit there for a hot second. I didn't even give it full throttle. So yeah, that torque cam is going to provide you more torque, which is that down low feeling. Like in case you're not familiar with what torque is and horsepower, torque is what you actually feel. So since it has the torque cam in there, you're going to feel all of that performance right down there low. Like right now, doing 55, you hit it, it takes off. It just shoots out of there. Let's see, the bike feels really good as far as how it handles. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely a solid pre-owned motorcycle. And with our NNTN coming up here soon towards the end of the month, you know, we're trying to have some of these really nice pre-owned motorcycles for you, and this is one of the nicer ones that was actually out on the floor. There's a few more that are a lot nicer, but this is the one that grabbed my eye today, and I wanted to take it out and just share it with you. Now, if any of you watching the YouTube channel are not familiar with our NNTN event, that's kind of our end of the year event, and what NNTN stands for is no need to negotiate. So make sure you're following us on social media and all those platforms, so that way you can stay up to date with the NNTN event. So while we're sitting here with the Road Glide, if you're not familiar with it, you have the option to control your screen from these joysticks right here. You can go home, you can jump into your navigation. Has full navigation on there. You can have your music Bluetooth to the radio. The radio is definitely loud. I'm not going to cut it up because I don't know what's playing, and YouTube is funny with you playing music that is not licensed to you, but just trust me on it. The system sounds good. Man, that sounds amazing, and the power behind it is just insane. Now, I'm 6 feet tall, probably around 220 pounds or so, and I feel extremely comfortable on this motorcycle. I can sit in a completely upright position. I'm not getting any wind buffeting on my head. It feels like the fairing is doing its job. It's throwing the wind up and over me. The riding position is perfect for someone who wants to do some touring, a longer ride, or if you want to just get out there and have some fun. You're still in a good position. I really like these handlebars that are put on here. The stock bars, they're okay. They'll do the job. But when you pick up a Harley, you gotta customize it. You gotta put some bars that fit you. You gotta put some exhaust on there. You gotta do the stage 1. This one already has the stage 2. You gotta make it your own. You've gotta make it your Harley-Davidson. Harley gives you the perfect platform for customizing your motorcycle. And the great thing about pre-owned motorcycles is you may find one out there that has some of the upgrades that you want to do to it already done. Like, for instance, this already has the stage 2 done to it. The stage 2 is not extremely inexpensive. You know, it costs a little bit to get a stage 2 done, and it's done for you on this unit. Listen to them bike growl. Growl, growl, it's growling. These grips, while having quite a bit of metal on them, do have a little bit of, it kind of feels like hard rubber, but they're definitely comfortable, especially with the gloves on. I don't know how they would be if I was riding without gloves. And while sitting here, we're waiting on the light to change. So you also have a port right here if you need to plug anything in, or your accessory port for power. You got plenty of storage. That's one of the reasons I love the Road Glide. You have storage here where you could put your phone as well as some other items, and then on this side over here you also have more storage where you could put some more items in as well. So right up front you've got quite a bit of storage right there. Your display is put right in front of you. As you can see, I don't have to look down or anywhere to see everything I'd like to know. You get your GPS right there, and again, you got your music, you got your phone. If you need to make some calls, you can do that as well. I wouldn't suggest doing that while riding, but the whole entire system is designed to make this an extremely comfortable ride for you, and simplistic. Like, everything's right smack dab in front of you, so you're gonna have a safe ride because there's no reason to be looking down or anything like that. You just look straight ahead. You might glance down every blue moon to see what your speed is or to see what the GPS is telling you. We got somebody right there admiring the bike right now. It's pretty nice. He likes it. He likes it. Road glides get people attention. These are very nice motorcycles, especially the shape of them. I love that shark nose fairing. Comment down below, what do you think about the shark nose fairing? Are you a shark nose fairing kind of person, or are you more into the bat wing fairing that's on the street glides? So what we're doing now is we're pulling the bike up over here. We're going to take some photos of the bike, which you'll end up being able to see on our Instagram and Facebook page. But let me know, what do you think of this motorcycle? I feel like it has almost everything done to it that you would want to do to one of these. The only thing that it is missing at this current moment, I will say, is some slip-ons or a full exhaust system. And as you can see, it's extremely maneuverable. We're just doing some circles here. Just a lot of people get intimidated by these big bikes. Nothing to be nervous about, you know. Just get out there and ride them. But we will check you out in that next video. We'll try to bring you more and more of our pre-owned inventory ride reviews here this month, so that way you get the option to see quite a few bikes before NNTN. But again, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, that you're liking the videos, and that you're sharing the content. I will check you out in the next one. Look at that baby. Before we go, here's a little B-roll for you.